All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Negro Shotty, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Dragon Ball Super. I know some of you guys might be kind of tired of us talking about the series, both on his channel and my channel. We've kind of we've kind of been putting our thoughts about the series out there, and most recently, I got a chance between the past few days to check out some of the more recent episodes of Dragon Ball Super. Uh, where they are at now in Japan, they're so far ahead. Where I'm at in the current series. I tend to follow the English dub of the Dragon Ball Super series, so I'm technically on episode 33, and I don't know what episode you're on. Following, you're still following the English dub.
Really? Like really? Dude,
So he
clips,
just
clips.
he just watches clips most of the time. He gets the cliff notes. He looks at the clips and then makes his assessment from there. But I've seen a lot of the series. I've seen more of the series than he has, and I've skipped around. I've seen clips also, but I've also seen full episodes. I've skipped around, but today we kind of want to talk about the female Super Saiyans because I realize I really haven't said anything about two new Super Saiyans because prior to a few days ago, I didn't know anything about them besides that one of them transforms into a Broly lookalike, basically. That was the only thing that I knew about one of those Super Saiyans. And yeah, that was pretty much everything I knew about uh, that particular Saiyan. But other than that, I didn't really know anything else. I said, you know what, let me go ahead and watch these episodes. And I recently put out a video yesterday. I spent all day working on the script for that video, and you can go check that video out. I did kind of screw up, and I'm pretty sure all y'all can tell that I really screwed up in that video. I was tired because I spent the whole day on that script, but I had to get it out. I had to hurry up and get it out because I didn't really have a lot of time to kind of prepare for it and everything. So I apologize for that. So the kind of make up for that video, and also just to get another person's perspective. I just wanted to go ahead and do this discussion. So we're going to be talking about mostly the female Super Saiyans, and then also the Super Saiyan transformation, because I kind of feel, and I've said this before, I feel like the Super Saiyan transformation it's becoming even more of a joke. And to be honest, I've said this in the past. Uh, Starting from like the Boo saga, the Super Saiyan transformation just got retarded. And hopefully in this video, I plan to kind of bring up why it's kind of getting worse, but why like I can't fault Dragon Ball Super for the reason for like the Super Saiyan transformation getting worse. Like I can't really say that the Dragon Ball Super is like the first, you know, for like yeah. What am I trying to say? It's like the series isn't the first to do it. Like Dragon Ball Z did it first. You know, Dragon Ball Z started it. It started the
Yeah.
decline of the Super Saiyan form, basically. But let's just go ahead and get into Kale and Caulifla, because these two characters,
My
there's a
God.
lot of people that love these characters, and I don't okay, so here's the thing. I don't understand the love for Kale, but I want to know your thoughts, on those two characters. Just you know, what do you think?
Um. Okay. Being real. Okay. Being real. Kale is a pale imitation of what Brawly is, and I really like. I kind of 100% agree with what you said. Like you kind of need the intricate backstory that Brawly had to make him interesting. That's what made him interesting. But then again, it's like with Kale, it's like, what does she have besides being a meek a more meek version of Hinata. I'm like, at least Hinata had a damn spine. What is your excuse? Oh, oh, you can roid out. Okay, okay, fine. That's whatever. But other than that, she has no personality and she's meek and scared and shit, and you look like a damn stick figure. It's like, what is this, man? What is this? Why? What does this love for these two come from? I don't understand, y'all, man. I don't understand it. It's like these both of them, in my opinion, they both really, really are. I've seen better characters elsewhere, but these two, it's just like I don't get where it comes from. But then again, it's the internet. It's the fucking internet, and I've
I
seen my fair share of weird shit. But I, mm, I'll get into Caulifla later. Just with Kale as a whole, she sucks. She sucks. She's bland and she's meek. Without the Brawly transformation, without that Finn Brawly transformation, she has nothing. She's absolutely nothing. And with this being canon, this makes this even worse because this is what we get. Brawly's not canon, but she is. Wow. Go.
you can tell that I want to say something, but I was trying to let you finish.
Go ahead.
I kind of want to know what you think about her, about actually both of these characters in terms of their character design, because a lot of people, there's of course two different sides of the argument. There's one side that doesn't like the character designs for Caulifla and Kale and even Kaba to some extent. And then there's there's the other side that likes it for some reason. Me personally, I think the character designs of a lot of the characters in a Dragon Ball Super, they feel uninspired, and especially with the Saiyans from Universe 6, they just feel so plain. And it's not even just the art style of the show and the animation, even though the animation, I will say, from the episodes that I saw, I started back at episode 88. The animation gets better. It does get better, but then there's times where like the way that they draw the characters, you see those dark lines and just the way that they draw it, it makes it seem like these characters aren't in the same space as Goku and the rest of the characters. It just feels they look weird. And one of the complaints a lot of people have, and I guess it's a valid complaint, is the fact that these characters are so skinny. And I'm two ways about that, because I never really like manly women in any type of show. Like I like my females to be feminine. So I'm kind of okay with them being skinny. It's just the design itself, the clothes they're wearing. It just like everything about them just seems so, as far as the character designs go, both of these characters, their character designs, they're just kind of plain to me. What do you think?
Seems kind of hollow to me, to be honest with you. It's like it could have been a lot better. I get the whole muscle thing. I get it. I get that, but also it's like give them a little thickness for Christ's sake. It's like what the fuck? You expect me to believe to just buy that these two are the strongest Saiyans in their universe? Really? They look like this. They look like this. Really? You couldn't have given them a little bit more thickness, as y'all like to put it, with the THICC, extra thick and shit. I mean, you kidding me? I mean, they look like a bunch of stick. They look like two generic stick figures. They look like generic ass characters to me. Personally, you knew this was coming. When you asked me to do this, you knew what you were getting into, first off.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, so earlier I texted him something that I saw somebody write on a forum. They picked Kaba and the rest of like the Universe 6 Sands, Kale and Caulifla. They called Kaba a stick boy. They called him a stick figure basically, and they are really really thin. Like it would have been okay, I guess, if Caulifla, if like only Caulifla and Kale were thin, because I guess you can kind of give the argument of you don't want them to be kind of like too manly, and that's something for me. Like I said before, that's something like I don't like my female characters to be all manly and all she man
Yeah,
and like like real muscular and crap. But with Kaba, they do the same thing. He has the same sort of kind of plain design, and he's really skinny also. So it's kind of weird what they did with him also. I mean, I don't know a lot about his character, I admit, because the episode that I'm on right now, as far as the English dub, as far as where Tanami is at, we're just getting introduced to Kaba. So I don't know too much about this character, but from what I've seen for like the past 4 to 5 episodes I've seen him in, he himself, he isn't very interesting. He's really he's he seems really really fickle. He seems really just kind of just afraid of just every little thing. Like I don't know, like I can't really speak too much on that character. So I'll drop it as far as Kaba is concerned.
uh,
But Kel and Khalifa, as far as, because here's the thing, you brought up earlier about the fact that the show basically it introduces them as these powerful Saiyans, or at least Khalifa. The first time we see her, like I said in my video, first time we see her, she's chopping on some meat, sitting a big chair, and there's a bunch of goons around her, and she's just chopping on the meat, and she does that smile and everything. And I personally, when I first saw the scene, I thought, this is cool. This is a cool way to introduce the character. But the thing is, the show just simply says, okay, she's powerful. People are afraid of her, but we don't really get a demonstration of why people are intimidated by her. Kaba is in like Kaba. He's intimidated by her. Well, when they first meet in the series, like he's intimidated by her, and the other goons, everybody that's around her seems to be intimidated by her, but they don't really demonstrate how powerful she is. All they do within the first few scenes that we see her in, especially when they get to the next episode after the introduction of her character in the episode prior to that, all they do is just give her Super Saiyan. It feels very rushed, and I guess that's really one of the biggest kind of issues with this, because I know there's going to be people that kind of defend the method that they use to go Super Saiyan, the method that the Universe 6 Saiyans use to go Super Saiyan. That whole thing about the tingling feeling in their back.
uh, it's awful.
But here's
It's
the thing,
awful.
and here's the thing, because there's two sides. There's two sides to that. Because I kind of like. Here's the thing. At least they kind of try to explain it, even though it doesn't make any sense, and the show doesn't even try to justify it. Doesn't really explain why that method of turning Super Saiyan works. It's like they just Toriyama just gives Khalifa Super Saiyan, and it feels like, okay, how powerful is she? Like how we don't get a demonstration of how powerful she is. We don't ever get to really learn the character. We don't get any time with this character to actually give a crap about her or Kale. So it's like, and doesn't really
Where's the
matter.
investment?
It's like it doesn't really matter. And I know that I guess when it was announced that there was gonna be these female Super Saiyans, because prior to this there were no female Super Saiyans. I mean, the only female Saiyan that we had before Dragon Ball Super was Pan. But the thing is, she never went Super Saiyan, and for the longest time, people always assumed that if they're a female Saiyan, I guess they can't go Super Saiyan. I even saw somebody post that years ago that female Super Saiyans, well, female Saiyans can't go Super Saiyan. Well, now we know that isn't the case. But here's the thing, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw the introduction of Kale and Caulifla as a big event, and maybe Toriyama and the people involved with the series wanted to really kind of like capitalize on it and wanted to quickly rush to these two characters getting this Super Saiyan form. But I mean, rushing it the way they did, it's just poor execution. And I feel like even if you do, because here's the thing, people there are some people that are going to make the argument that you can't really be mad, or you can't really say that it's stupid. Like, you can't say
Watch.
it's stupid. You can't say that it's stupid that Khalifa and Kale go Super Saiyan by focusing the energy in their back, or that Kaba goes Super Saiyan that way, because Kid Trunks, if you remember, Kid Trunks in the Boo saga, he
Uh,
just went Super Saiyan, and we don't even get an explanation for it. Same thing with Goten. Goten was training with Chi Chi. She kicks him, and then he magically goes Super Saiyan, and they never explain it. They never explain it. They also never explained the fact that Goten and Trunks, they don't have tails, and a lot of people were confused why Goten and Trunks never had tails. And it was like, I think I read somewhere that maybe Toriyama forgot, but then years later in Dragon Ball Super, the Universe 6 Saiyans don't have tails, so it's kind of a weird thing. But even going back to kind of like the weird way that some characters get their transformations, uh, if you think about Mystic Gohan, and here's the thing, I'm not going to defend Mystic Gohan. I think Mystic Gohan is stupid. I saw the episode where Piccolo and Gohan is training in Dragon Ball Super, and I will admit that I love that they're trying to bring Gohan and Piccolo back into the forefront. I love that they're getting Gohan training again. They're trying to get him back to where he used to be, and even better. But Mystic Gohan is just retarded. There's a point where he goes Super Saiyan while Piccolo is training with him, and then he goes Mystic Gohan, and his hair just turns black. It's retarded. But Mystic Gohan, the way that he got his power, he literally sat there as Supreme Kai danced around him for like 50 episodes. It seemed like it seemed like he was sitting there for the longest time. Like it felt like at least 6 to 7 episodes. He was just sitting there as Supreme Kai did that little dance around him. I still remember that as being one of the points in Dragon Ball Z that I was just like, okay, what is going to happen? What is going to come from this? And Mystic Gohan, like that power up, the way that Gohan got that power up. My point is that was stupid. So this isn't. I don't know. I guess you can kind of say it's on the level of Mystic Gohan, or at least some people kind of believe that it's kind of on the same level as Gohan getting his Mystic Gohan state, his Mystic Gohan transformation.
uh-huh.
But I think those three examples, Kid Trunks going Super Saiyan, Goten going Super Saiyan, and then Mystic Gohan are the only examples from Dragon Ball Z where someone would get transformation and it really isn't justified, it really isn't earned, and it's done in a very poor manner. You can say the same thing about I'll leave my other examples for later, because I'm definitely gonna need to use them. But then you have the other side of the coin where like someone like Future Trunks, the way he went Super Saiyan, Gohan dying, and that pain of loss, the pain of losing Gohan, turn Future Trunks into Super Saiyan. Same thing with Goku. Same thing with Goku and Krillin. And that's really the way that most people feel as though like those are the traditional ways you go Super Saiyan. It's either that, or you do like Vegeta did, and you train very hard, and then you become Super Saiyan.
I
Those are the
want
traditional ways. So
I want to go Super Saiyan. I wanna. Freaking Team Force Star,
I do
damn it.
remember that. I do remember this dude just being so pissed off that Kakarot, well, that Goku, uh, basically got stronger than him, and yeah, it was like that. Like Vegeta, he was having his little hissy fit. I remember he didn't he like fly off into space
Yeah.
alone for like a long time, and just like I remember he like was sitting there like yelling and like he blew up something. Like it like yeah, it was like that. But my point is like
I
people feel like that traditional way of transforming, that's the way it should be, and it really should be. Although, you know, in Gohan's case, and I pointed this out in my video that basically when Gohan was a kid, he transformed in like the way he transformed, he kind of used both methods. It wasn't the pain of loss, it was basically him wanting to protect everybody, him wanting to protect his friends and his family. That is what that is pretty much what like that was the trigger for his Super Saiyan transformation, and that made sense. And that was actually the more I think about it, and when I was writing the script, I was like, yo, that's kind of cool how they did that, because they kind of they turned it on its head. Whereas though Future Trunks and Goku, you know, they got their powers by somebody dying, whereas Gohan, he wants to prevent somebody from dying, and that allowed him to go Super Saiyan. So that makes sense. Super Saiyan and Kale going Super Saiyan, just you know, with and Caulifla especially with no effort, with little to no effort put into it. Like Kaba literally shows her how to go Super Saiyan time basically, and then like she messes up one time, and then she gets it the second time. Like she like it was effortless, and there was nothing to it. It was like okay, well she goes Super Saiyan, and like I said, I get it because Kid Trunks, he went Super Saiyan. We don't know how he got Super Saiyan form. We don't know we don't know how he got his form, and then Goten just getting his form after getting kicked by Chi Chi. So I get how some people might want to defend Caulifla getting Super Saiyan. For you, I'm pretty sure there's no defense for this though.
No, I am fully behind the whole emotional trigger in how to get your form, because that's so much more badass rather than, oh, they have to feel a fucking itch in their back in order to get a super form. Are you kidding me with this now? The whole time you're telling me when Frieza killed Krillin, the Goku had a fucking itch on his back? Really? He had a fucking
See, look,
Namekian sand crab on his back? Is that it? Is that what did it?
see, well,
What?
the thing is, like, no one's ever like, and I read somebody say this because I told you the other day I was reading people's comments in a forum. I was like, yo, okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Um, he said something like basically, no one has ever described how it feels to go Super Saiyan, and they haven't. I don't think they've ever described that in Dragon Ball Z, how it feels to go Super Saiyan, or what exactly is going on in their body, Super Saiyan, and maybe, and you know, I brought this up in my video also. Maybe it's just that Universe 6 Saiyans, their bodies are different. You know, maybe
I
because it's just weird that no one from Universe 7 has ever said, okay, all I did was focus the energy in my back. Because here's the thing, Vegeta had to train like a dog, man. Like Vegeta had to go to work basically.
yeah.
Vegeta was in that God, what's the machine called that Bulma built?
Oh,
The gravity machine.
yeah.
He was in that joint for the longest I remember. He was doing all this training, and he still couldn't get it for the longest. He still couldn't get his Super Saiyan transformation. So it kind of feels very disingenuous. I guess that's the right word. It feels very rushed and very tacked on. Like it just it's kind of lore breaking. It kind of breaks the lore because it's like, oh, Vegeta had to train his butt off, and then Goku and Trunks they had to lose somebody. But again, Kid Trunks and Goten. That's the only thing that kind of makes it seem like okay, if you accept Kid Trunks going Super Saiyan and Goten going Super Saiyan basically out of nowhere, then you kind of have to accept Caulifla and Kale going Super Saiyan, maybe. That's the argument. That's the argument.
How about I thought it was stupid back then how they just randomly got it, and
Yeah,
and
yeah. But
it's
see,
even
that's the thing. I don't think anyone's defending that. I don't
I
think
don't think
anyone's defending that. I think, and you brought up a good point because no one's really defending that. No one's defending that at all.
even
I
back
know
then.
back in the day I thought that was stupid. I was like, okay, wait a minute, the
How?
nigga just went Super Saiyan out of nowhere, and then especially when they get Super Saiyan 3. When they get Super Saiyan 3 out of nowhere, and when Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, and yo, so I told you my brother even the other day because I did that video. If you guys haven't seen the video I did about Dragon Ball Super and the the whole thing about the transformations, because Goku's gonna get a new transformation soon, and I did that whole video. I did that whole video basically saying the transformation. You can't just keep throwing transformations out there and expecting it to really kind of and expecting it to fix Dragon Ball Super's problems, because Dragon Ball Super has a lot of problems. And the thing is, my brother likes Dragon Ball Super. He loves the series. But even he said that
Defender.
Goku comes out there all the time talking about I've been training for the longest and I discovered a new Super Saiyan form. And my brother, this is his exact words. He's like, "No, Goku, when were you training? We didn't see all this." He did the exact same thing, and he did the exact same thing when he went Super Saiyan 3. It's like he just goes Super Saiyan 3 out of nowhere. He starts yelling for like 10 minutes. And even though that is a very memorable scene to me, like I always remember that scene. That is like my childhood right there. But it's like Super Saiyan 3 out of nowhere. That's what that was. And then Super Saiyan 3, Go Tanks, when Trunks and Kid Trunks fused, and then went Super Saiyan 3 out of nowhere. It was like, and what? Yeah, it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. But here's the thing, because Dragon Ball Super does the same thing with Kale. It does literally the same thing with Kale. And I don't even think I mentioned this in my video. The fact that during the Tournament of Power, and I believe it was episode 101 or 100, but basically Goku shows Caulifla. Goku shows Caulifla Super Saiyan form, Super Saiyan 2 form. And then within minutes, I'm not even
Uh-huh.
lying. She goes
Uh-huh.
Super Saiyan 2
Uh-huh. I saw that. No, I
without
saw that.
effort, without any extra training. She just goes Super Saiyan 2. And this goes back to what you were saying earlier, how they basically they say that like I think I also said this too, that they say that these Super Saiyans are strong. They say that Kale is power. They say from the get go that Caulifla is powerful. We don't know that Kale is powerful until she transforms. But they say that Caulifla is this powerful Saiyan, but you don't really show that she is at first. They should have laid the groundwork first. They should have laid that groundwork first.
Yeah.
They should have laid that freaking groundwork first. They rushed through everything. You just okay, Super Saiyan form. Hey, Super Saiyan 2 now. Like she just gets it out of nowhere. That's the problem with the character. And here's the thing. Unlike you, I'm okay with Khalifa as far as her personality goes, as far as this character goes, because the character, as I said in one of my in my last video, she reminds me of Tayuya from Naruto. Like it's crazy that and I've said this before on my channel that basically I'm someone that I have to watch. I have to watch the English dub for a lot of these animes, especially for Dragon Ball, especially for Dragon Ball Z. Like it's not the same. It's just not the same, and that's why I stopped watching Dragon Ball Super English subtitled. You know, I stopped watching the subtitle version a few years ago because I was like, I can't get into it the same way as like the English version, But here's the thing: I was able to really understand, well kind of understand what Toriyama was going for with this Caulifla character, and I feel as though with Caulifla and well, I can't even say with Kale, but I feel like Caulifla has some of the personality and some of the traits that I feel like Broly had, and what Broly made, and what made Broly so special. And that is something that I feel like if you're going like I feel like Kale is just unnecessary. I feel like it just should have been Caulifla and no one else. Because honestly, Kale, she doesn't really bring anything to this series. She doesn't bring anything. Period. Like she's Hinata. She's bland. She's timid. She's shy. She doesn't add anything. She doesn't really have a good motivation. And to be fair, we don't really know Khalifa's motivation really. Like we don't, and that's the problem because we barely really know these characters. Like they introduced them within like 3 episodes. Well, yeah. Within 3 episodes, like we haven't had enough time with these characters yet to actually give a crap about them, really. But I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it.
Not really,
I mean,
because
this is Dragon Ball Z. It's not Shakespeare.
you got a point, but still, it's like it. If nothing else, um, Khalifa should have had the fucking Broly ability. That was the case. If
See, and then that was another
that, I
thing.
wouldn't be
See, that
bitching.
was another thing.
I wouldn't be bitching otherwise. Because it's like, oh, okay, she has this kind of attitude, and it kind of makes sense if she has it. The more I think about it, it's like, huh. Go ahead, though.
See, because because I've said this before, that prior to me watching the episodes, I knew nothing about these Saiyans besides the fact that somebody transforms into a female Broly. And I'm thinking the first time I'm watching these episodes, oh my God, she's gonna transform to Broly. Okay, I can't really say anything. If she's gonna transform into this female version of Broly, it makes sense with her personality and everything. It makes sense. Like I can accept it more. But when you have Kale just a blank slate, and it feels like what Toriyama did was basically turn her into the Hulk. She is the Hulk. When she goes into that state, she just rampaging, going crazy. But it feels like and I said this in my video, Broly, like there's a point that, like, yeah, both of these characters are very one-dimensional, but Broly, it seems like they gave more of a reason for Broly to be rampaging like that. There's more to Broly. Like he's not a complex character, but there's more to him than there is to Kale. Period. The only thing we know about Kale is, well, I guess she likes Caulifla, or maybe she just wants her respect. And like, it's weird because even with her Super Saiyan transformation, you would think that the trigger is jealousy. Like she gets jealous of Kaba and Caulifla, and then she gets jealous of Goku. It's just like, well, why are you getting jealous? Because it can't be a jealousy that's tied in with love, because it would be weird if like she just falls in love with in Kale's mind. It's like, oh, well, she's in love with Goku now because she's fighting with Goku. So that doesn't make any sense. With Kaba, I guess maybe that's what she got, but it's just like the whole jealousy trigger, it's done poorly. It's done very poorly. I'm not saying that it couldn't have been done right, or it couldn't have been, like, it could be executed way better. Is what I'm trying to say. Like if they would have gave us more time, if they would have given us more time with these characters and to really understand the relationship between Caulifla and Kale, then you can go ahead, within 2 episodes, like give us 2 or 3 episodes with these two characters, just those two, or well, yeah, with just these two characters, and really just like, come
Like
on,
set up the okay.
show us, like, give us a reason for why Kale actually gives a crap about Khalifa. Like show us why these two characters really care about each other, or show us why they're good friends, or something. Like the show doesn't give us that at all. It just quickly moves forward the plot so you can get to the tournament of power. That's all it does.
Honestly, just he could have had like 3 episodes. What was going on in their universe and how and why should we care about these two characters rather than just like placing them in the series just like oh haphazardly and just like oh
I
we're
mean,
like okay, but it backstory helps.
the thing the show does is that within these few episodes, like within, because again, the only episodes I watched over the past few days was episode 88, 89, 3. It was between 88 and 100, those episodes. And what the show was doing, it was basically flashing to, it was going to different universes. It was showing some things happening on Universe 7, and then Universe 6, and then all these other universes. It was going to different universes, trying to like set things up for the Tournament of Power. But I feel like they could have spent more time with Khalifa and Kale, since it seems as though Universe 6, we've already encountered, by that time in Dragon Ball Super, we've already encountered some characters from Universe 6. So it feels kind of weird to like not in more time with some of the characters in Universe 6, as in Kale and Khalifa, and even learning more about Kaba. So yeah, it just feels like they just rushed the whole thing.
And it really does not help their character out in the long run. I mean, to be honest, I mean, show us why they're the most powerful Saiyans of their universe and shit. Explain to me why is she so smart, rather than just like, oh, she gets it just because she just gets the how to transform just because. It's like, what? How? How? You're not explaining how. Show us. Don't tell us, okay?
And of course, there's like I said before, there's people that are gonna defend it, and it's like, oh well, Kid Goten and Kid Trunks. So they don't really have to. We can just accept it. But the way they did it, it was just like, you could at least try. You could at
Yeah,
least try.
yeah, no, no, duh. It's like, oh,
I mean,
it's
by this rate, Kale is gonna get Super Saiyan God, and that's another thing,
oh god,
because she sees Goku go Super Saiyan Blue. She sees Goku go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and she goes to him, and she's like, "Yo, can you teach me that?" And he's like, "Well, I don't think you're ready for that. I think you need to learn this." And that's when he goes Super Saiyan 2. And then once Khalifa goes Super Saiyan 2, then afterwards Goku's like, well now you got to learn Super Saiyan 3. It's just like, well, she's gonna learn that pretty soon, so you might as well tell her how to go Super Saiyan God already, so she can get that, because she's not gonna have to work for anything.
I'd rather them
And here's
just.
the thing, and I can't believe I'm gonna bring this up, because as much as I hate Hunter x Hunter, I will say
Oh,
this. They said throughout the entire show that Gon and Killua, they are geniuses. They kept saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
yeah, they did.
They showed them training briefly. As much as I hated it, they showed them training briefly. I don't like the way that they did it, but they showed them training. They showed them doing exercises, even though they learned their techniques really really fast, and they didn't really struggle, and I kind of hated that. But at least at least in that series with those two characters, They tried. They tried, and that's the thing with Kale and Caulifla. It's like, well, they just get Super Saiyan.
Uh,
Oh well. But you know what? I'm gonna be like, for me, I feel as though I accepted Kid Trunks and Kid Goten, but here's the thing. I see that it was stupid. I see that their transformations were stupid. The way that they got those transformations was dumb. And so I've got to say that the way that Khalifa and Kale got their transformations is pretty stupid also. So that's what I feel about it. And as far as Kale goes, I'll say it again. Kale is a garbage character. I don't know how anybody who likes Dragon Ball Super could really say that she's a good character. She's awful. I don't know. Please explain. Please explain why she's a great character in the comment section below. Please explain. Khalifa, you might be able to get away with saying Khalifa's a good character. You might be able to get away with kind of saying that. You can kind of make an argument with that, but even then, it's just like there's barely any depth to these two characters. There really isn't. But if I had to choose one, it's gotta be Khalifa for sure. Because this is ridiculous with Kale.
Kale's just like I said. She's honestly, like I said before, Hinata has more bite than she does. Just saying. Just saying.
I don't know. I think they're about equal. I think they're
No.
about equal. Like they're just bland. Like I've never understood why people like those type of characters in anime. Like they're so annoying.
Yeah, I don't get the whole fascination with the meat characters. It's like the timid and meat characters. Honestly, it's
But the
like,
crazy thing about Hinata is that her sister has more personality than
yeah,
her.
I always like Hinabi better, especially like in Boruto. It's like, wow, wait, really? Why? What does she showcase more in both series? Why? Why? Why?
Like that crap. Like that's ridiculous. But overall, I think we got out everything that we wanted to say. So closing thoughts.
Uh, for me, Super's not convincing me otherwise. I'm not changing my decisions. I'm not changing what I said. I'm sticking by guns in this one, and especially with the transformations, it should be an emotional trigger and not this bullshit trigger where it's like, oh, I have an itch on my back. Oh, I get it automatically. Oh, look at that random ass power up. This ain't no convincing.
All you have to do is focus on that tingling feeling in your back. Focus on that tingling feeling, and you too can become Super Saiyan.
Oh, piss off.
This whole time in real life, people have been trying to go Super Saiyan. You remember that? You remember that one video of that black dude
Yeah,
who's like screaming at the screen? All he had to do was focus on the feeling in his back.
I
Who
did.
knew?
Shut up. Shut up. It's
like,
a,
like seriously. This whole time when we were kids, we were screaming, and I remember as a child, I
yeah.
would play with my Dragon Ball Z toys and start screaming and crap, and then like my older brother would come out and he'll tell me to shut up. But that whole time, all I had to do was focus on that energy in my back. Dragon Ball Super, man.
I don't.
Some people love it, some people hate it, but yeah, it is what it is. So,
Garbage.
let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys think about Kale, Caulifla, and this whole Super Saiyan thing. And with Goku getting this new Super Saiyan form, I don't think I really care anymore.
Oh,
Honestly,
you
to
finally
be
hit the
honest,
break.
I don't care anymore. And the thing is, if he gets this new transformation, and it's something like, oh, Master Roshi dies, Master Roshi gets killed,
Uh,
I will applaud them for that at least. I will applaud them for that
okay.
because at least he gets his transformation by a valid trigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm complaining about, especially. It's like, yeah, they honestly, if they do it like that, I'll give it some leeway. I'm not taking back everything I said. I'll give Super some leeway in saying like, okay, they did something cool. Okay, they did something cool. You get a compliment from me, Marks. All right, you filthy, filthy Super Marks. I guess yeah, yeah. If they do it like that, then okay. Especially what they've done to
All
Roshi.
right.
Especially what they've done to Roshi, making him a fucking rapist.
Oh man, we should talk about that, but yeah, let's go and end it off here. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for watching the video. Like the video and subscribe. Check out his channel. I'll hopefully I'll leave a link in the description or something. You can go check out his channel. He did some Dragon Ball Super rants. He did a Rick and Morty view. So go check that out also. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Uh, see you guys next time. Peace.